Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And pie on my cake.
And welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we discuss the finer points of filmmaking.
Woo!
Woo.
Does anyone here even know who won the Super Bowl?
Not a clue.
Pie,
I think it's the Eagles. I think it's the Eagles.
All right, I'm happy about that.
I'm also like 50% sure they were playing. So take what I say, I think, with a grain of salt.
I mean, look, I have no rooting interest in either team, but on a very, very, very surface level, I always root for the underdog, and so go Eagles, I guess.
Look, this is the only investment I vaguely have in it is that, hey, Tom Brady, he was on, it's the Eagles versus the Patriots. He was on Family Guy when it was good, and he was in Ted too. So there's my stake in Tom Brady and New England Patriots. And look at the Eagles here. Hey, the Eagles. There was a Silver Linings Playbook, and Bradley Cooper. He roots for that team, and he was in that movie rooting for that team. All right.
Oh man.
unless there's an actual, and they're doing like another charity bet that that Chris Evans and Chris Pratt had, like that. Which I love when they had that charity bet because that was nice and everyone won with that one. That's the only time I ever care about sports, and they didn't have one this time, so I don't care.
Okay, so you guys want to talk about the big game and all the highlights and the big plays?
Nah.
You sure?
They did sports.
No.
Okay, but seriously, big plays by Disney because we didn't get one but two big trailers from Disney, and we'll be talking about that, plus a few other trailers, to say the least. A few others. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Westworld Season 2. I guess we'll go kind of quickly. For me, guys, I'm going to admit, this is the one that we're going to end on, but this is an unconventional pick, but Westworld Season 2 kind of stole the Super Bowl for me.
Fair enough. That's a really cool trailer.
Had some really good shots in it, I'll give you that.
I got really into it. I just like all the animatronic animals and the speech that Evan Rachel Wood was giving. I was just like, all right, like, it really feels like season 1 was just kind of like the build up to this. So,
yeah.
And of course, we weren't really sure if we were going to get a solo trailer. Unfortunately, I feel like the one big missed opportunity this afternoon was No Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like Incredibles fits really well with sports. Like, it'd be kind of a nice crossover with the audience demographic.
I mean, very simply, the ending of the first Incredibles movie, it's like playing, it's playing catch with a football in terms of the football being the remote controller.
Right. So, but regardless, let's just wind them all down, shall we?
All right.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we start with Solo.
A lonely film. One could say a solo. So let me say this: I love. At first glance, I think this. I think this looks great. It looks more promising than I was expecting. What I really love in the very opening here is, I love the idea that Han Solo he goes to the Empire for recruitment. I love that. Basically, it's an aspiring pilot kind of going to the Empire first for a job interview. I really love that, how we start the trailer off like that. So that's an idea that kind of sold me right in the get-go.
Yeah.
That's my favorite shot right there.
That's great. A new way we can see a Star Destroyer. And I like how we get some inventive shots in this.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to say, I'm kind of, I'm a little bit mixed on this trailer for me personally.
I'm mixed on it, but it was also better than I was expecting.
Well,
it was good.
I guess I'm just holding out hope for tomorrow, and I hope that tomorrow we don't just get like all this stuff plus like a minute's worth of extra footage. I hope that tomorrow we get a completely new trailer.
I hope so too.
Hell, right?
It's probably just gonna be an extended version of this.
Yes.
I don't know. Not much to say.
Well,
I like the Fast and Furious Star Wars feel to it. Like in the way the hover car or whatever is moving.
Yeah, kind of a more kind of city-like land speeder. You know, it's kind of less small town, kind of farmland land speeder. It's more just kind of a, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I'm willing to bet that a lot of this movie takes place on Kessel.
I can buy that.
Yeah. Because you feel like this movie has to have the Kessel Run.
To be fair, though, I think he's going to. I guess he's going to Kessel. I mean, we probably won't start there.
Yeah.
I can see what we're seeing here with this city and the like shock droids and the speeder going past, almost like the opening to the 2009 Chris Pine Star Trek movie, where we see him as a kid stealing the car, getting chased down by a cop.
Uh-huh.
This could be almost like a scene like that to open it up.
Okay, this shot I love right here, and this is what I'm really digging about the trailer.
Yeah, that's probably my second favorite shot in the trailer.
I love how the trailer's edited. I'll say that much. I really like how we build up seeing Han Solo, but mainly I love how we intercut with like we don't boast our landmark stuff. It's there, and we kind of cut to it like pulsating, like you know what we're getting to. It's kind of what it's saying. And it's like you guys know what this movie is. You know who we're going to be building up here, but still we're going to showcase how it's going to be. It's a little bit of a different flavor of the. It's like a different flavor of the Star Wars universe. You've seen a lot of places in the galaxy here, and we're going to show you like more. Something a little different, a little bit more kind of. I don't know what the right word to describe it is. I mean, I guess it's kind of there's some action in there. Again, it's almost vaguely Bondian. It's kind of it feels kind of globetrotting. I mean, we're gonna get a shot coming up with a sequence that looks like it's on a train, but it's obviously it's space. It's probably like a hovering vehicle of some kind.
Yeah, I really like the lighting in the sequence, and I also like that Han Solo's hair is so 70s.
That's what I'm saying. We don't get it.
That wasn't that stuck.
It doesn't really look like the other Star Wars films. I'm really liking that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This.
Okay, this looks like Captain Rex.
I love that. I like that design. It's a cool little droid design. Gets me intrigued.
Yeah.
Like, I know that it's not Captain Rex, but just kind of like the spinning head and stuff. It looks vaguely like Captain Rex.
Yeah, it could be an evolution of that kind of droid.
Right. Harrelson. One could say that Harrelson.
I do like the design of this train. It's kind of like it's almost kind of like a monorail type design.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it would make a new cool roller coaster in Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, it should. Good. Harrelson, of course.
Harrelson, you could say that Harrelson is Han Solo's non-biological father.
Oh, God. Probably, Dragon. Probably.
We don't know. He's his mentor, so we know that much about him.
Yes, who's he playing in this movie? Yondu?
Oh, God. He could be a mentor turned villain.
Possibly.
That could be cool.
And again, he could show kind of the shifting allegiances, which again we have from Han Solo at the get-go. And again, he's kind of trying to side with the Empire at the beginning, which again I think is it's a smart choice because we see he's not really popular with the rebels, but he's a guy who he doesn't really have any allegiances to anyone. He's going to go to whoever is going to let him kind of feed into his pilot aspirations.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite shot in the trailer just because it doesn't really feel like Star Wars to me.
Well, we've had ridiculous cantinas before. We've had kind of...
But this feels more like Hunger Games to me, just with the fashion. I just don't like the fashion.
I think it's a wait-and-see type thing. I think it's a little rushed to judgment right now.
It kind of rubs me the wrong way.
It's a cool visual, and I like Star Wars branching out a bit, but it also, you're right, that doesn't feel like things we've seen before. But then again, so did a lot of things in the prequels until we saw them.
Yeah, the prequels.
So this could just be something that wouldn't be out of place on the planet that's on.
Right, these
This is what I'm talking about. This is kind of like a different flavor of Star Wars type thing right here. We usually don't see these kinds of scenes in Star Wars.
I think Donald Glover, just acting wise, is going to be the highlight.
Oh yeah, he's the highlight of pretty much everything he does.
Goatee kind of threw me for a loop.
Yeah. See, the goatee doesn't bother me. It's the like mutton chop sideburns.
It'd be funny just Lando has like a series of different, because he's always trendy, you know. He just kind of changed the fashion.
Right. Oh god.
This is what I'm talking about. Again, I love that we build to this look where, again, we haven't really seen like the bells and whistles of the hair and everything. We've, the actor Alden Einrich or Enric, and he kind of, I love that we obscure it a little, but I like that we're showing that he looks like you could buy him as a young Han Solo, and I like that, and it's kind of the gist of what a teaser trailer should do, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag now. I just, in like the very, very few bits of dialogue we've seen from him, look-wise, I'm buying it. Acting-wise, yeah, they're still gonna have to sell me.
I really don't think we have enough to judge that one yet. I'm gonna reserve judgment on that.
I'll reserve judgment for tomorrow, but I'm just saying, from what I've heard so far, I'm not really a fan.
Right. But again, look-wise, it definitely seems to have it nailed down, at least the way they're executing it here.
Yeah.
Right. And this last shot's nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
The beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Okay. All right.
So I think that was my highlight because I didn't see it. I didn't expect the Solo at all today, and I had a lot of. Again, it was something different. It surprised me because again, there's a lot of negative kind of storm clouds gathering around this film. There's a little glimmer of hope. It's like, oh, that's nice. So
yeah, I do have to wonder. Oh, sorry, you go.
I'm glad that we're also getting a full trailer tomorrow.
Yeah,
that also helps.
See, I was gonna say it raises a question of what happened to the Millennium Falcon between this and Episode 4, because here it looks like brand new, and it can only be like 10 years, and it looks like it's a 80-year-old ship.
Yeah.
Well, again, that Kessel Run is a harsh mistress. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
They put some city miles on you, boy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Here we go. Infinity War.
And this one, it didn't really. I mean, it's fine.
He didn't light the world on fire.
Yeah.
Because basically, it's a lot of like, again, it didn't really add a lot of new stuff. It had a couple of cool little shots, but the main thing I like about this is that I love we kind of have the epic reprise yet again of the Avengers theme. And I like how that kind of courses throughout the thing, and it kind of pays off, by the end. Again, nothing really mind-shatteringly new, but I don't know, it's like it's continuing the hype train. It doesn't really doesn't do anything new, which is like, okay, it's like the ultimate reminder in a way.
Exactly. It's nice seeing other characters.
Sorry, this one shot with Thor. I don't know if it's like his eye patch is gone and they has like the missing eye hole, or if they just because he looks like he has two eyes in that shot, but I can't tell if he has a pupil or not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this shot was
probably the highlight shot from the new stuff we've seen, right?
Yeah, basically Spider-Man in orbit. It's a cool scale example right there.
And of course, we saw in the first trailer him seeing this thing from the school bus.
Went from the school bus all the way to orbit.
Oh yeah.
I'm just a kid from Queens. Okay, this is good. We're getting a nice look at Cap's. Well, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of been lovingly nicknamed the Nomad look on Steve Rogers. We're still rocking the eye patch.
Yeah, you're right, Dragon. I really there is kind of a problem with consistency with Thor and the eye patch.
I don't know if it's like if it's a footage thing where basically Ragnarok now they have to go back over every scene and add the eye patch or what. It's
Or maybe there's like a gag in the movie where he keeps losing the eye patch. That would be funny.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be like maybe his eye gets healed at a certain point. I don't know. We'll see. I think what they're gonna do is like Rocket was messing around with. He just took the eye patch off and he's like, "Hey, give me my eye patch back."
Oh my god! Oh god! Yes, they have to have Rocket make a joke about that. Oh,
because Rocket loves to mess around with those things.
Oh, Dragon, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Oh my god!
That's honestly what I think. Like they're gonna like Rocket's like because remember the Guardians are gonna come across him. They're gonna it's gonna be knocked down the table, and I think
his eye patch. And he's not even gonna know that it's gone.
Exactly.
It's out of it anyways.
That's what I think Rocket's gonna do.
I can see that.
He's gonna loot the guy while he's knocked out. He's definitely gonna do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Rocket needs to make a plan involving Thor's eye patch and Winter Soldier's arm.
Yep.
So I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking that we're gonna get a Cap cameo in Black Panther because it really seems like those two are like very much in tune.
At the very least, we're bound to get a Winter Soldier cameo.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll get Winter Soldier.
Now this is nice here, and again, here's something interesting. So I've heard it teased, and again, we also heard this in the Homecoming that Cap's going to get a new shield. Now I don't think these are the shield, but honestly, I'm still satisfied with these. The idea is these awesome vibranium gauntlets that resemble the triangular shield he had in the 40s. I like these things regardless, and I'm very excited to see them in play. But I still think he's going to get a new shield that Tony Stark built for him.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see. This is a cool
I like
shot
the bleeding edge armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is bleeding edge. Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna get teenage Groot in this movie.
Groot, the teenage years, and he's mad.
Which I'm assuming Volume 3 he'll be back to being full grown.
I presume so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Imagine old man Groot. He'd have like a beard made out of moss.
Well, that'd be a cool look.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Like 5 o'clock shadow at the very least. That it's all mossy and stuff. Maybe some mushrooms. I don't know. Coming out of his ears.
Now, I got to admit, I think it's just the back half of the trailer that really disappoints me because it's like, by this point, we've all become kind of numb to this money shot, right? It's like, yeah,
but you gotta
it's awesome.
You do have to respect, though. They don't want to give any of the good stuff away. It's like, guys, we just gotta keep
that, but at the same time, it's fucking Infinity War. I'm sure they've got buckets loads of money shots they can show off.
I mean, to be fair, it's not the worst way to end the trailer with this running shot here. I mean, come on.
No, I'm just saying, Dragon. I kind of want to look like. I mean, you're right, but we've already seen this. We've seen this exact shot, and we've all been blown away by this exact shot.
I agree, but they've also done that with every Avengers movie where they just choose one money shot for every preview. Whether it's the spinning run from the first movie or the scene with the motorcycle and the Hydra base in the second movie.
I know what I really want them.
That's a good point.
I know what I want them to do, and I hope it's like one of those TV spots towards the last days before it comes out. And again, I'm not the first one to come up with this idea, but I just want them to do this in the marketing. Use all the old footage. Basically, do a catch up where you have Michael Pena recap all the Marvel films.
Oh God, yes! Oh my God,
Infinity War. And again, just use all the old footage, and that'd be fine. But that's something a little new, and just in case we don't get they're promising all these Marvel characters. So I don't know. I'm not saying Pena won't be in the movie, but I'm not saying to count on it. Michael Pena's waving the Thanos, wherever Ant-Man is. Oh, hey Grimace, how you doing? You're like, hey big purple guy, you scared me.
Frankly, I think they could have done a little bit more with Thanos at the end too.
Yeah, they could have. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're cooking something up with Thanos. They really don't want to give away much.
See, I'm nervous about Thanos. They've spent since 2012, 6 years building him up. I'm worried that he's going to just be another kind of boring Marvel villain.
Lips or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be Apocalypse. Come on.
Okay, I doubt he'll be that bad because you have to be trying to be that bad.
Right.
But
Dragon and I have history with X-Men Apocalypse.
it was a movie. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it existed.
Yeah. The Quicksilver scene was cool if you completely take it away from the scene that interrupt it.
Yep.
If you just watch it by itself. Anyways, yeah, Avengers is neat.
All right, so let's get to one of the big money trailers of the
Let's get to the meat and potatoes of it all, folks.
Love this opening.
Oh yeah, the shadow. Cool. The music, what they do musically in this trailer is great. How they kind of have a few reinventions of the Jurassic Park theme, and they play it like a creepy lullaby almost.
Oh yeah,
like a music box version of it.
It's really haunting, but still beautiful.
There's that toe tap.
Fiona has said that he wants this to go back to the horror roots of the franchise.
I can see it. There's definitely a horror aspect of it here.
Look at this. This is freaking horrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a little of that Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where you have like the gorilla in the bedroom. You know, it's kind of what it reminds me of. And I can relate to this kid just having something like is around that's terrifying in the room like that.
Now, is this scene meant to be real, or is this like a nightmare?
No, it's real.
I think it's meant to be real based on what we see later in the trailer.
I have a theory. I have a theory about what to deal with this.
We'll see if it's the same theory. Also, I love that this is practical.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
Ooh.
I think we're going to see more practical dinosaurs in this movie than the last one.
Practicality and deception.
I mean, the last one had a lot of practical. They just covered them up with CGI.
Right.
Who merely adopted the effect. Anyway. Isn't that right, Stephen? Anyway. Now this I love this here. I love how Blue looks as the young the Velociraptor here, and this is it's like a nice little recap, and it's like something we didn't see in the other film, just showing like the bond between Owen and Blue here. So there's a nice little moment in this trailer. I just love how it's framed, little shaky cam on. It was nice.
I love that dinosaur being lifted up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen a lot of this stuff in the other trailer, so I won't really linger on some of it.
But again, the big thing that's throwing us in this is that we're not all in the island like we presumed we were going to be. We're going a little subterranean.
Do you know what this dinosaur is? I mean, I'm sure it's out there on the internet somewhere. I don't know off the top of my head.
Well, I think it plays into my theory here, because I think this is the main dino of the movie, and I think what they're doing, my theory is that we get a kind of, because in this scene, he says to Bryce Dallas Howard, he says to...
It's a T-Rex.
I think it's like, here's what I think happened. I think InGen, using Dr. Wu's, the little hint that we had with Dr. Wu at the ending, he was going to use the DNA samples to breed new dinosaurs. What I think it is, they've made a smaller version of the T-Rex, so it's like you can move it to more places, and it's a little more manageable. What I think is I think that's what was in the little girl's bedroom. I think we're going to have multiple miniature T-Rexes.
Oh, wow, that'd be fucking crazy.
That's what I think that's how you get a T-Rex in that little kind of pipe that we just had just now. It's my theory on what the main dinosaur of the movie. It's like some variety of compact T-Rex.
Huh.
I could see that.
Steven Spielberg.
I kind of like this shot because it's just Chris Pratt being all heroic.
That's nice. He has that great bit later on saying, "Are we dead? Not yet, kid."
That's very Han Solo-esque right there, or Indiana Jones-esque.
Oh yeah. Which Just in the trailer, Chris Pratt looks a lot more comfortable in this role than he did in the
I
first.
think you're right, Pi. I think you're right. Again, practicality. You can just. I love practical effects because you can totally tell, right?
Practicality and deception.
It's like it's so textured.
You just feel the emotional weight so much more when he's actually touching something, and it really looks like they're connecting.
Yep.
Oh, do we know who this actor is?
I don't know off the top of my head. No.
I'm already predicting he's gonna die, though.
Most likely.
Think he's a villain in a Jurassic Park movie. Pi.
Is that
He's
guy a
done
villain?
show. Well, we don't. I think it's a safe bet that guys in suits in Jurassic Park movies usually are bad guys.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay,
You ever
this is
see
my
the
favorite
guy
shot in the trailer right here.
Like John Hammond
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
in
this
this.
seems cool.
I'm sorry. What about Hammond?
I'm saying Hammond was not in a suit. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone in a suit who was not a bad guy in the Jurassic franchise?
Well, I mean, technically, Gennaro wasn't a bad guy.
You mean the lawyer?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, he wasn't the nicest of guys, but it wasn't.
No, but he wasn't the villain either.
All right, fine. Never mind.
I'm just saying
He was
Gennaro.
antagonistic.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah, he was antagonistic.
Well, fine. Okay, less villain, just more marked for death. Suit is a mark for death.
I just like that Gennaro was on Hammond's side. I just like that characteristic of him.
But yeah, this shot's terrifying, though. In like a small confined space with a T-Rex, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Which I imagine dinosaurs in confined spaces is going to be kind of a theme of this movie visually.
Which I gotta tell you, Tiki, back when I told you that pitch I had, there's a lot of that the stuff I wanted to see in a Jurassic Park movie in this, where again dinosaurs in the like I pitched the subterranean, like Jurassic Underground or something. Basically, how that whole opening of Woo, but aside from that, it was just pretty much the whole thing was underground, like an underground bunker or something with dinosaurs. That's kind of what we're getting here and there. I like that.
Yeah.
So again, practical teeth.
Yeah, we're all very impressed. We had Armin Zola up there.
Oh yeah.
Toby
Jones.
Toby Jones, yes, Toby Jones. Yeah.
So he's a bad guy.
Yeah, again, suit.
Yeah.
I
can like Toby Jones.
At the very least, there are no nice guys in suits in Jurassic World. That one we can
sign off on that.
There aren't any nice guys in suits.
I'd like them to subvert that trope, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Jurassic World 3, everyone's in a suit except for the one villain who's just wearing like a bathing suit.
Why a bathing suit?
The exact opposite of a suit, but still technically a type of suit.
Although one of the more memorable villains in Jurassic Park wore a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. He was the only real villain in that movie. Because, I mean, the rest of it was just scary dinosaur stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
The raptors weren't wearing suits.
Oh, God.
Well, again, were they real? Wasn't man the bad guy in the grand scheme? Wasn't like
turns out it's man.
Yep. Wasn't it messing with nature and the laws of science? Wasn't that the true villain of Jurassic Park?
Maybe the real villain was the friends we made along the way.
Maybe it was Newman. Actually, I think it's simple if we just say it was Newman.
Yeah.
Nedry to be specific, but So I mean, there's a little girl, the same little girl from earlier before, in the bedroom.
Do you think this is a little too similar to the climax of Jurassic World with Blue coming in to save the day?
I mean, this I think there's less worry about that. Do you think there's going to be more worry about them going to the mainland like they did in the second one?
Yeah.
See, I'm less concerned about that because that's something that we really haven't seen in the franchise all that much, so there's less of a precedent for it.
What I'm saying, it's less concern. I'm just saying it's more, there's going to be harped on like crazy when movies coming out. It's like, oh, we did that in that one, it wasn't so good.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is kind of a chance for redemption in that.
Yeah.
And even with that, I think the San Diego stuff is some of the better stuff in Lost World.
Yeah, it wasn't Vince Vaughn's acting, I can tell you that.
God, no. Okay, I love that bit.
Yeah.
I like Chris Pratt's face there.
Fallen Kingdom.
Good stuff.
See, I have my own theory on that dinosaur in the bedroom.
What?
See, he had like longer arms, and they're clearly talking about some kind of new thing in dinosaurs. And if it's just another mutated dinosaur, I think that might be a bit too similar to the Indominus Rex. I could see them doing what they had talked about originally with the Jurassic Park 4, and that they're kind of doing like human dinosaur hybrids, which is why he had like such the long arms and longer feet and things like that.
Oh, geez.
And that's why he's in the bedroom and not like immediately eating the little girl, as that could be like a relative or father or something.
Oh, hi. No.
I'll tell you this. I could see, I'll meet you halfway. I could see splicing human DNA into the dinosaur, but not the other way around. I'm not turning men into dinosaurs, but basically humanizing a dinosaur in its core, like skeletal structure or something. I could see that.
I could see that. I'd be with that.
I could buy Wu trying like to kind of gamble with evolution that way. You know, like saying, hey, let's kind of
like the kind of like a better version of the frog DNA.
Essentially, I could see Wu doing something like that. That I could buy, and that being like, what's the next up the ladder? What's the next perversion of nature we could do with, splicing dino DNA?
Also, I really hope that they're holding out on BD Wong in the marketing and that he's in this movie.
Again, I'm hoping he's a big player in this movie.
I know, I do too.
I've always been pitching that ending with Wu. Like we ended with Wu. It was kind of going through the Hammond's canes. Like, what have I done? Yeah, sort of thing.
I'd love that. But yeah, I'm not saying my theory is what I want to happen. I'm placing my bet now that that's what's going to happen.
Okay. So, Mission Impossible Fallout. What's the last Mission Impossible movie you guys actually saw?
The fourth one.
I saw Rogue Nation. Don't ask me to say anything about it, but I saw it.
I keep meaning to see Rogue Nation because I really like the fourth one. I'm not really into the Mission Impossible franchise. I watched the fourth one because Brad Bird directed it. I thought he did a good job directing it.
Rogue Nation felt like someone really, really trying to emulate Ghost Protocol. It was still good, but it just didn't quite stand out.
Because I did have a lot of fun with Ghost Protocol. Just the third act felt a little like, okay, now we just kind of run out of all the good stuff. Just kind of what it felt like. It's like everything, but now we're getting like this giant parking garage ending. Basically, everything up to the parking garage I was liking.
Yeah. If you like Ghost Protocol, you'll like Rogue Nation.
That's nice.
It's just not going to stand out the same way.
So I'm just letting the trailer play because I don't really have a lot to say about it on an individual shot level.
Well, I see a familiar mustache in the background.
Well, let me know when we get to a good mustache shot, and we'll pause it.
We're waiting for mustaches, folks.
Forget about waiting for Godot. It's waiting for mustache.
The mustache plays.
God.
The mustache plays.
The mustache that crashed a cinematic universe.
Oh, there it is.
Through them all.
There it is. Basket it, folks. Basket it.
Look at it. It's Cavill facial hair glory. Look at him. Look at the beauty.
WB millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah, and a lot of Superman guff. Again, the best part of Justice League is always mocked because of that mustache.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but, okay, well, mustaches.
Say it, but this fucking mustache is probably, like, the most vested interest I have in this particular movie.
Okay, but in all seriousness, aside from the mustache,
Henry Cavill in general is the vetted interest I have.
I love the stuff towards the end of this trailer, like after, like when we have all the stuff with Cavill and we have our quick action shots. That's what I'm loving in this trailer. It's like that looks cool.
Oh yeah.
I buy Cavill as a villain. I like the idea of kind of like the the evil Superman. I especially like that evil Superman has facial hair, kind of like the Star Trek Bizarro thing.
Right. Well, speaking of that, I like that in the vibe I'm getting this trailer. Bear in mind, I have no real true investment in the Mission Impossible franchise, but just the gist of it, it's Tom Cruise doing cool actiony stuff and supporting characters. That's the gist of the Mission Impossible franchise. Seeing it that way, basically Ethan Hunt having his equal finally, because I don't remember a lot of like kind of physical equals from the brief stuff I've seen the whole thing. But again, I've seen one all the way through, and the rest of them a lot
of the Mission Impossible villains, from what I remember, have been more mental. Like Philip Seymour Hoffman was a mental villain.
This seems like kind of like almost like Ethan Hunt's, if like his Bane, if not his equal. Like the big like a physical threat for Tom Cruise to go up against. Because in the fight scene we're about to see unfold, it is brutal and it's awesome. I gotta like seeing Cavill. He's met his match, and usually he's the ultimate fighter in this thing. You're seeing like can really take a beating, and again, honestly, what I got a vibe of with the action stuff in this show. Well, it's neat, but I feel like it's Tom Cruise realizing, and there is a vibe in the show. There is a line. Where Henry Cavill, there's the fight scene right there.
Yeah,
my God, it's brutal. It's cool. It's brutal. But Ken Cavill actually says this in the trailer. I think it speaks to like a dark truth about the Mission Impossible franchise, because he keeps asking, how long can you keep going, getting disavowalment after disavowalment, essentially? And I think he's right, because again, it's like you guys keep getting disavowed. Why would you? Again, you gotta get sick and tired of it. And they're running out of ideas in the Mission Impossible franchise. That's kind of what they're calling themselves on in the trailer, and we see that with the cool action beats. Where again, it's like a lot of like quick stuff, because they've like Tom Cruise is realizing how much more dangerous stuff can I put? How much more trailer fodder, eye-catching stuff can I put in the trailers? Like I climbed the building in Dubai, which was cool. I was hanging off a plane, which was reckless yet still cool. And now we're out of stuff. I'm just doing like random stuff, but it's all me.
And you're right, Dragon. With the action, there's no real. I mean, I guess this hanging off of a helicopter thing is the big action.
But again, we kind of did that already with the plane. Much better.
Right. It's like we don't care that
it's a helicopter specifically. They did the helicopter specifically in the first movie, where they had a helicopter train.
I mean, I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree that Tom Cruise hanging off of a helicopter is just him not putting enough effort into his craft.
Let's face it. The reason we watch Mission Impossible is we want to see how Tom Cruise is trying to kill himself this movie. He's just trying to die in the most spectacular spectacle ever during a movie shoot. It's like now you see how uberly reckless he is. Okay, I'm gonna drive into this thing. He falls off the motorcycle. he's bumping in the cars. It's like, yeah, I'm doing it all because I'm driving right for this truck. Again, like driving towards the truck in the helicopter. It's like, I mean, that's cool, but again, it doesn't really. It seems like we're out of ideas. There's reeks of that. It's like, we're out. We're trying, but we're out.
Yeah.
Right.
That and Cavill's mustache having fighting skills. That's about all we got.
Cavill's mustache. Okay, so Cloverfield Paradox, really, we don't even need to go through the trailer. I just think it's a cool announcement.
Yeah.
What is it? It's like 10 years later, and they're offering an explanation to what Cloverfield was. Is that it?
Pretty much.
Okay, there we go.
It's Alien. It's like the movie Alien. There's no follow-up. It's the movie Alien.
I'm sorry, let me make sure I understood that right. So you're saying it's Alien?
Yeah.
Okay.
But mixed with a little bit of Alien.
All right, but it's Alien. Okay.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that for months we've been speculating about Cloverfield 3. We've had the name God Particle for a long time. And for all
I love that
God
name.
Particle might be its own thing.
God Particle sounds like an awesome name. I just want to say that. It's God Particle.
I think
Particle of God. It's neat.
God Particle is what it was going to be, but it wasn't getting traction at studios, so J.J. Abrams adopted it into the Cloverfield universe and rewrote it to be that.
Oh, really? Okay. Huh.
Well, that's what happened with 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was a completely unrelated movie that wasn't getting any traction at studios. Cloverfield is just J.J.
Right. I think you're right.
Yeah, this is just J.J. Abrams adopting movies.
Have you guys ever wondered what JJ stands for?
That's an excellent question.
I mean, it can't be just JJ, right? You can't just be. You don't think it's just JJ, right?
That was a joke from The Simpsons, I think, where Homer's middle initial was J, and he eventually finds out that his middle name is Jay.
I mean, like there's like a J. Jonah Jameson. We never know what the J stands for, but J. Jonah Jameson, the son John Jonah Jameson. But again, it's JJ. Well,
maybe that'll be the next big mystery that gets solved in a J.J. Abrams movie.
Maybe it's like from the just give it a quick shout out here. Maybe it's like Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the Real World, where the name is J and people interpret it as JAY. Right. So. Maybe it's like a JJ in the jet plane type thing. Like it's JJ. Okay, so JJ Abrams. Okay.
Maybe they'll do like Force Awakens and promise that the name will be revealed, and then give it to another director who has no idea what the intention was.
Yeah. Brad Bird will name JJ Abrams.
So anyways, Cloverfield Paradox, it's on Netflix right now. By the time you're watching this, you've probably already watched it. So I'm excited to go check it out.
Yeah. I like Alien, and I like Cloverfield.
All right, Skyscraper. So you guys will never believe it. You guys will never fucking believe it. It's The Rock, right? It's The Rock.
Yeah.
But he has a fake leg.
Okay, I'm hooked. I'm sold.
Mind equals blown.
Rock minus a leg. I'm sold. No, I'm kidding. Come on. Like the only way we can make Rock a human, relatable character is
has kind of some salt and pepper stubble in his face. Like that's a different look for him.
Yeah. What can we do with The Rock that's different and relatable? Okay, give him some 5 o'clock shadow because he looks haggard. Because The Rock's never haggard, and also. Let's lose a leg because we can't make this guy less attractive by any normal means. Give him a green sock, put on his foot ladder like a fake leg, and that'll be amazing. And let's do Die Hard with like a building most likely in Dubai.
That's the thing that really gets me about this movie is that it's Die Hard. It's like
Die Hard,
a remake of Die Hard.
It's Die Hard in Dubai minus a leg.
I mean, you know how it's like Speed is Die Hard in a boat? This is Die Hard in a building.
So it's Die Hard in a bus?
Oh yeah, Speed 2 is Die Hard in a boat.
This is Die Hard the way Cloverfield is Alien.
Right.
Pretty much. No, honestly, Pi, I think this is way more Die Hard than Cloverfield is Alien.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Cloverfield is Alien. You're not wrong, but this is just it's so Die Hard.
Yeah, it really is.
Leg jokes aside, there's only one bit with the leg that is honestly like the only good part of this trailer for me, at least. When we reach the big climax at the end, where it's kind of that big gasp moment.
I do like The Rock doing something a bit more serious in the way he's playing the character, though.
I agree.
I don't know if that'll turn up, but you don't see him do more serious, less comedic that often.
I mean, yeah, I'm down. Yeah, The Rock has
Jumanji.
The Rock has a lot of potential. I've always, The Rock's always, he's always has tons of potential. It's just I wish he would choose his projects a little better.
Yeah, who's his agent?
Yeah,
how does he keep getting in these movies?
I mean, Jumanji's working out for him. I'll give him that. The agent did good.
I mean, that's been #1 for like 4 weeks in a row, and the week that it started being #1, it was already out for like a month.
I mean, whether you agree with Jumanji or not, you got to admit financially, and it's doing gangbusters all around the board.
And I got to admit, I didn't love Jumanji, but I liked it quite a bit.
It was a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah. Although I will say, Jack Black steals that movie.
He did. Any other actor could not have pulled that off. If you had put Josh Gad or any of the other famous funny fat guys or whatever, it would not.
God! Oh, Josh Gad would have just flopped in that role.
Oh yeah,
would have barely flopped in it.
You know, if that movie was made 10 years ago, it would have been Kevin James.
Oh my God! It totally would have been. Oh jeez.
That's another. Kevin James, I feel so bad for him because he had good range when it was channeled right. He had a lot of likability and vulnerability, but again, he did all these other comedies that just kind of torpedoed that.
Yeah. Did either of you guys see Here Comes the Boom?
Yes, and that was good. I liked him in that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He can do good movies.
Like that and Hitch. Those are good examples of Kevin James.
Yeah.
So again, the leg bit. Tiki, go back to the leg bit because it's important. Tiki, it's the only.
That's the entire
it's the
reason
only
we're
important.
watching this.
Yes, just right here, just the little click, the little leg. See, folks, let me go beat by. Let me make sure we're not losing. This is very pivotal. He's hanging upside down. He's hanging off the side of the building. Very diehard, asking what the plotter. He's hanging off the side of the building. And again, we've established earlier on, very strategic. Even the trailer, you can see this. He's missing a leg. In case you didn't miss that, he's missing a leg. We don't know how he lost a leg. Most likely in combat, but he lost a leg. Could have been a building accident. We don't know. He's missing a leg, and it's not. You can only adhere a leg so much. So he's hanging upside down, and unfortunately, he is hanging by the fake leg. And of course, The Rock is a heavy guy. He's a heavy guy. He's called The Rock for a reason. That ain't because he's light as a feather. He's hanging he's hanging upside down, and the weight of a rock versus like a little metal leg. That's click. That little click can spell doom for The Rock. Could be the end of Dwayne Johnson. Who knows? Check out the movie this summer.
Hold on. Someone needs to make this into a GIF.
Oh boy! I hope I don't fall.
Seriously, that needs to be a GIF.
I better put my best foot forward.
Well, so I really hope that they reference the Die Hard broken glass thing, and like he's got broken glass on one foot, but then the fact that he doesn't have broken glass on the fake foot means that he can like accomplish what he sets out to do.
Here's what they do, T. Here's what they do. All right, here's what they do. They show a floor, like a building, like a blueprint and a poster, and you see on the ground there's like one bloody set of footprints because the other one is just it's
yes.
And everyone's gonna be looking at it intrigued and check out the movie because why is there only one set of footprints?
Also, I love how they have the balls to just call the movie Skyscraper.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything in the trailer?
He built a skyscraper,
but it's like the least pivotal thing that happens.
Oh man. Okay, so A Quiet Place.
It should be called Defiantly Hopping.
That the trailer is fantastic for this movie, like the original trailer.
Oh yeah. The original trailer sold me on this movie. This trailer,
I can't wait for this movie, honestly. Like as a horror fan, this seems like such a unique premise.
See, I don't go for horror that often, but when it's something like this that just feels so well done and different, I'm there.
I saw a version of this where John Krasinski kind of frames it, he kind of hypes up the movie a little, talking about it, and honestly, he kind of sold me an interesting aspect of it. I won't be seeing this in theaters, but I love this idea that he kind of see it, and they basically kind of explain. You can see it in the trailer, but the idea that sound leading to danger, that is a concept I think is interesting, and I like John Krasinski. But
Reagan, have you seen the original trailer for this?
Yeah, I did.
Oh god, it's so tense.
But that's what I'm saying. Now I've kind of put it together that okay, so yeah, if the idea is if you make a sound in this location, like you need to know, like the way Krasinski explains, like you need, like this family, they've lived with this like in this area, and basically they know like what sounds to make and not make, like certain sounds, are safe to make. But if you make like a loud unnatural sound, then the bad stuff's going to befall you. Like the danger is going to encroach.
I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant when we get further into this trailer, by the way.
Like there's this one cool bit, I forget if it's in the trailer now, where basically they lay out.
Yeah.
I think that was just in the setup. I don't think they actually show that in. Because I saw the same version you did.
Yeah, it's like this. It's a cool idea though. Like they lay out a path of sand. It might have been in the first trailer briefly. I don't know, but it was.
I think you see it.
In the trailer, they briefly show them like laying down the sand. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that touch of like laying down the sand, so it kind of cuts down on the sound. I thought it was a cool idea. And the idea that Krasinski can run silently.
I have a feeling this movie's going to have some really good world building in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, fun fact, Krasinski. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Real quick, little fun fact: Krasinski was almost Captain America.
Yeah,
he was.
Okay, that's all. Keep going.
Okay, this kid's a total dumbass. This first of all,
totally.
Boy.
just want to slap that kid, and I don't say
I
that
know.
often about children.
Just they better explain this in the movie. It's so dumb.
Well, I have a bad guess.
It turned me off of the movie a little bit because it feels like such a cliche, like dumb horror movie thing.
I have a dumb explanation of the dumb horror thing.
All right.
So along the silent walk, and again, I love how you can run silently. But the point is, along the silent walk, they take this time, this precaution. They lay out the sand, and everything. They're walking very silently.
That's what I'm saying. You have the sand all laid out, so it's not like this kid doesn't know the routine.
I'm getting there. So here's the stupid explanation: is that the kid's walking along. He's way behind. Everyone else is going forward, and he sees basically he's had this toy. They let him have the toy because it doesn't have any. They made sure. No, there are no batteries.
Oh, God.
And along the path, the kid miraculously, just for horror movie reasons, he finds a set of batteries along the path and he puts them in there. And again, he's never heard what this thing sounds like, and he just takes a chance. Like, he looks left to right, like shifts like left to right. And he puts them in. And like the minute there's like a little click, like the eyebrows are raised by the family, and he pushes the button, they turn around, they realize, oh my God, it's too late. Then Krasinski's running silently. You've doomed us all! But silently,
Well, see, the shop before this was a town, so he could have found the batteries in the town and then done that dumb thing you just said.
There you go. Like, maybe... Dragon, I do like the idea, though, that he's kind of like, he wants to play with it, but he knows he shouldn't.
Right.
It could even be like, new toys will have that little tab that blocks the batteries.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
By accident.
Okay. Like, they didn't know it, like, they came with batteries or something. Yeah. A tab in there.
Okay, I will say, this is like the most fucking predictable jump scare ever.
Well, it's all sound jump scares, Tiki. Of course there's going to be jump scares left and right.
I'm just saying, just the timing of it is just like, and jump scare in 3, 2. Well, I guess I was a little off there, but still. Also, I like the touch that the logo is in sand.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Again, I'm loving all this sand, man.
Uh-huh.
This trailer has me a bit more worried than the first one did, but I love Emily Blunt. She's fantastic, and I've been expecting John Krasinski to finally get his big break out of sitcoms into movies for like 8 years now.
Well, he's doing that series on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. He's in a couple that also has a Superbowl spot. It looks forgettable, like every Amazon Prime series has been.
Oh, sure. Well, hey, now, The Tick.
Okay, well, I haven't watched that one yet, so I'll give you that one's probably good.
The Tick is good. Also, it's it's not Yates, but Sneaky Pete's not bad. That's Cranston's involved in that one. Sneaky Pete's pretty good.
Okay.
Cranston, it's not Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah, that one. Giovanni Ribisi's. I'd recommend it. Checking it out.
Also, Margot Martindale, right?
Yes, she's big in that. She's a huge part of that show. Yeah.
Wait, did you say actress Margot Martindale?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actress.
So Red Sparrow, meh.
They beat Black Widow to the punch. Moving on.
Meh. I couldn't be less interested in seeing this movie. I really just like to me, this movie it looks so dull. I very much dislike Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's really over. I mean, I'm glad that the general public's kind of turned on her at this point because I really always thought she was overhyped. And it looks like nothing. This movie just looks like freaking nothing to me.
It would be a hilarious example of just like if they needed one moment for Jennifer Lawrence to just show that the public turned on her. It would be great. if Jude Law just kind of walked up to her defiantly and he says, "I was the original J Law." And he walks away from her, leaving her alone in the crowd, just feeling alienated.
And then she trips at some award show and no one cares.
This Jude Law, there's an award to Jude Law is in the front row, just nodding his head like, how the young fail.
I've aged like fine wine, and she's gonna go out like a Coke open in the sun.
You wasted your chance with the X-Men. I'm gonna be in Captain Marvel.
See, I'd rather watch this Jude Law versus J Law movie than Red Sparrow.
War of the J-Laws.
Frankly, I'd rather watch a lot of things than Red
J-Law and Order.
Yeah.
I mean, above all else, I'm just like Red Sparrow. Just it seems boring to me. It just seems like a flat out boring movie.
I'll say this: Jennifer Lawrence, if she actually commits to what she's doing, can be really good. Like with Silver Linings Playbook, and I would even say the first Hunger Games.
She was good in that.
But so many of her movies, she just looks like she doesn't want to be there and doesn't commit to what she's doing. It's like Kristen Stewart.
Was it
where
Joy?
She just looks above everything.
Yeah, it was Joy. Joy Dragon.
But if she commits, she can turn out something good. She just doesn't to 90% of the things she's in. And she doesn't look committed in this one.
It's like, hey, Jennifer. It's like her agent walking up. It's like a happy agent. Like the old guy just walks in. Hey, Jennifer. Yeah? I got you a role. What did you get? I got you the next X-Men movie. Yeah? It's called Days of Future Past. Oh, boy, I can't wait to star in it. Hey, Jennifer, remember that good time you had on Days of Future Past? Yeah? I got you the next one. Yeah! Can't wait to get into that one. Maybe. I mean, yeah, I had so much fun on the last two, and it's. Do we have to do makeup through the whole thing? Can we kind of have like a middle ground on that? Can we, do I really need to be a presence in the movie? I mean, it's not like I'm a mutant icon or anything. Come on, go right around. I'm sure they'll do fine. A little mystique goes a long way. You know what they say anyway.
Is she in the next one? Is she in Dark Phoenix?
It's unclear. I assume so.
You think she has to be, but also, it'd be okay if she wasn't.
I'm just saying she's gotten so unenthused about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they might write her out of it. I mean, she might be in it, but they might try to have her not in the full movie right at the gate.
Yeah,
I could see it, but again, I assume she's contracted. If I assume she's going to be in it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of Jennifer Lawrence bad. Sorry, I don't actually call her J-Lo. I'm just saying that's what the public calls her for the Jude Law thing. But anyway, yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to TV. So The Voice. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was still on.
Unless Mark Hamill's on it, I don't care.
Oh, we should have a specifically voice actor season of
That's
Voice.
What I'm saying. Like E.G. Daily, give me the actor like Greg DeLisle, give me the actresses and actors who can sing.
Okay, so I'm sure that Pi and I are going to have like at least some stuff to say about this, whereas Dragon probably resents the fact that we're even talking about it.
Yeah, I got nothing on this one. Just nothing. I'm just empty tank on this. Just go do whatever you do your thing. I'm just going to be doing my crossword puzzle. You guys go on.
You probably have a bit more than I do to say. I wasn't technically a theater kid because I was homeschooled, but I like plays. I like Hamilton. This looks nice. I like the guy from How I Met Your Mother. I think it's Moana's in this.
I'm just trying to get to the stuff where they're all in the group. Hold on.
Yeah. It looks cool. It looks like dramatic Glee.
Okay, to me, what appeals to me about this show is I like the idea of a show that's a musical, but it's not like a jukebox musical like something like Glee is. I like the idea of a show that has original songs every episode. That's a continuing story. And most importantly to me, like, I was involved with high school theater, and the whole line, like, we're going to give them an experience they'll remember for the rest of their lives, that goddamn struck a chord with me, because I'll never forget the experience I had in high school theater. Never. So
nice.
And Hamilton. I mean, it's fucking Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
So
I didn't know they were doing original songs for this.
I mean, I assume they're doing original. I don't know. Do we know if the song they're doing right now is original?
No, that's I want to say Not Macklemore. That's a song I've heard before, though.
Oh, well, then maybe it's not original songs. I mean, the original songs because of Hamilton. I mean, why else would the producers of Hamilton be involved?
Yeah. I mean, I would hope they do at least a couple of original songs.
I don't know.
I just love the cinematography in this trailer. Like, this looks more like a movie than a TV show.
I agree.
I don't know if that's going to translate as much to the show itself.
Like episode by episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Visually, it looks so impressive, though.
I also I'm a sucker for stories about good teachers.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Give me either a great teacher like this or the complete opposite, like that show AP Bio that's coming out. I don't want that middle ground. I want either the worst teacher ever or the best teacher ever.
Or like the substitute teacher from Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Well, if you
there
know,
we
they
go.
made a movie about that. They made Keegan Michael Key. He did a movie where he basically plays. He basically kind of takes the substitute teacher concept and he kind of turned into a movie.
I don't really
look into that. I don't know
the full movie.
Well, I'm saying he wasn't the same character. I'm just saying he played a teacher in this thing, but it was like teachers were the focus, and it was like good teachers.
I want to see the Key and Peele, or not the Key, the movie that Key was in about the improv troupe.
Hmm. I don't think that's what I was thinking. Maybe I'm trying to think if maybe that was the Key I'm thinking of. But anyway, I'm sorry. However, if you guys want something with a good teacher, how about a good I'll raise you a teacher. I'll raise you a good principal. Black Lightning.
Dragon, I was this close to watching Black Lightning today, Dragon. This close, all right? It's coming. It's coming.
For the folks out there, if you want like the best principal ever, Black Lightning.
I'll get to it.
Is that show in the Arrowverse with like Arrow and Flash and all that?
They're not committing because they want to see how it plays. But so far, they reference. Here's the thing: there was a name drop of Supergirl, which suggests that they're in the Supergirl universe, but it could be a different universe.
Okay,
it's unclear.
Because that show looks interesting, but I just don't want to pick up like 5 shows that do like a lot of interconnectivity. Like
that's the thing. So far, it's
now.
like completely removed from it. I'm saying they don't expect any crossovers, at least in the first season. I'm saying this would be a one I would recommend you get into without having to worry about catching up on anything else. That'd be the Black Lightning so far. It's only 3 episodes in so far.
But in that case, I probably will, because I know that the Arrowverse is like really, really connected in a lot of them, which is why I have
that Arrow and
yeah. But Black Lightning does look good.
Oh yeah.
All right, so moving on.
Moving on up.
Rise looks cool. It's something I'm interested in watching.
I mean, it strikes a chord with me just because of my experience with high school theater, and it feels like it captures that moment in your life quite well, I think.
Yeah. And I looked it up. That is a song by Macklemore. But there's rumors, it's expected at least that there's going to be at least some original songs.
Good. So Jack Ryan, I think that might be the thing that we have the least to say about out of any of these.
I mean, hey, Krasinski's getting good for him.
I got nothing. I got nothing. Just nothing.
It looks cool. I like the actor, and I like that he's getting out there more, but I got nothing to say. I like the Chris Pine movie that came out with that. I thought it was good.
I heard good things.
It wasn't like a great movie, but for having rebooted in like under 3 years, I didn't think it was that bad.
All right, let's talk about Castle Rock. No, we're not talking about Rob Reiner's company. We're talking the Stephen King related Castle Rock. Which, by the way, Mark Bernard, of Fat Man of Batman, he's written on this show. So yay.
Scott Glenn is kind of a big selling point for me on this.
Now, from what I understand, you guys correct me if I'm wrong here. From what I understand, Castle Rock is kind of like a big referential tribute to the works of Stephen King, where it's not necessarily like adapting a book, but it's like referencing all the other like stuff that Stephen King's done. Like there's references to Shawshank.
It's basically a Stephen King cinematic universe in the form of the show, and yes,
essentially, yeah. So I'm writing that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and that sounds interesting.
It's not based off of any one thing.
Like it's not a direct like sequel to any of the films, but it is sort of like we're kind of building them all simultaneously almost.
Yeah.
With Shawshank, the warden at Shawshank, kind of alluding to, Shawshank Redemption. We have Scott Glenn, which is just awesome, because who doesn't like Scott Glenn? I mean, come on.
I love Scott Glenn so much in The Leftovers.
We have some here and there, definitely with the inclusion of Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like
this looks like it could be a scene out of It.
Right.
I'm not sure.
We have some Cujo coming up. We have a really good shot.
We definitely have some Cujo.
We have a great shot in reference to Cujo.
There it is.
There it is. Right. A little more. There we go. Cujo.
Nice.
Kind of a friendly-looking Cujo, but still Cujo.
Yeah.
And that shot right there. So the two that just passed, those were the big It references there. So Skarsgård kind of framed, very kind of sewer gritty in the jail cell, and also the water going down the drain, the blood going down the drain.
Right.
But yeah, also is the inclusion of the actress who portrayed Carrie. So we have Carrie in there.
Of course.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton to say about this one, just because I really like. It's kind of like a wait and see thing, where the concept of the show sounds really cool. It's just, as of now, it's just like, hey, there's that Easter egg and that Easter egg.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of Stephen King, so for me, this trailer just looks like a generic kind of thing. Yeah. Nothing if you're not a Stephen King fan who catches all these little shout outs or knows what the concept is, it just looks like a decent enough Hulu series.
I hear you.
But knowing that context, I'm more interested now. I think it looks interesting, trying to catch all that stuff.
Okay. Let's see. I guess, does that leave one more? Or,
Westworld.
Okay. All right. Big finale.
There we go.
Big finish.
And yeah, this really... I mean, I wasn't even the biggest fan of Westworld Season 1. I thought it had both good and bad points to it. But this trailer, I don't know. Like, I like the Comic-Con trailer that we got that had the Tony Clifton theme song in it. Remember that, Dragon?
Yep. Gotta be me, right? Or is that...
it's gotta be me. Yeah.
I gotta be me.
I gotta be me.
But importantly, with the thing that hit with Westworld, just kind of give some context in case anyone didn't watch the first season, is if I'm remembering correctly, because I didn't really know anything about the original Westworld. I barely know anything. Basically, it was kind of it was another Michael Crichton novel that was very much kind of a Jurassic Park with the Western robot theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all I. Sorry. But yeah, essentially, it's just kind of all I knew really about the premise. And I watched the first season, and the first season ends essentially is that. It feels like, okay, here's where the original story really takes off. Like we built up like where the story really gets going. So we basically spent the first season kind of laying pipe and we're seeing where things start. And we end it where basically season 2 will really start the story. That's what it seems like.
To some extent, yes. The important thing about the original Westworld that was teased in season 1 that we're really going to get in season 2 is the addition of all the different worlds. So in season 1, we had that tease of Samurai World.
Right, yeah.
In the original movie, it wasn't a book, but it was a movie. And in the original movie, we had, there were like all kinds of, there was like Samurai World, there was Pirate World, like.
Are you sure there wasn't?
I think the original, they just had, in the movie, they just had Roman World and Medieval World. They didn't, unless they had some mentions of the other ones. Those were the only 3 in the movie.
They had Roman World, they had Medieval World. Are you sure they didn't have Samurai World in the original one?
I'm pretty sure. Because I haven't seen the series. I only saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been to catch up. I don't have HBO, so I haven't found a good place to watch it yet. I can double check that real quick.
So again, just generally, Westworld season 1, we see the humans, the guests, abuse the staff of host robots terribly and horribly, and you feel so much sympathy for those guys. And basically, by the end, let's just say the uprising has begun. And now, like, justice is about to be done. It's kind of like a war. It's kind of man versus technology, and in a really cool, visually stunning way we get in this trailer, at least. I did love all the shots we get in this, and like thematically, we had some really striking visuals coming up. Where mainly it's kind of the mechanical bull shot coming up. I think it's like we're building to right here.
Oh, it's such a cool shot.
Yeah, and this was where I was just like, okay, this really looks like something special here.
I guess there's it boils down to three things. You have the mechanical bull thing. Then we're going to have this great kind of the mold, kind of the molding, the unspecified mold part with the Bernard character.
Yeah, here's the mechanical bull right here.
Like the reveal, like the half done one. It's like that's
God,
right right here. That's what I'm talking about. It's like the man. So this is kind of the premise of the show. It's like again, the animal that you've abused all this time, like the great symbol of the half completed. Bull, something you're trying to create in the old west, but of course it is the pinnacle of technology, and you're battling because finally it has sentience and it can hurt you now, and you deserve it.
And even down to symbolism of it being a buffalo, which was hunted almost to extinction.
Exactly.
Of man's folly coming back.
Yes.
No, honestly, this just gets me so fucking hyped.
The stakes.
I wasn't even the biggest fan of season 1. I really like certain elements of season 1, but really, it sells me so much.
Yeah, season 1 dragged a lot, and that was his main problem. I feel like the
also,
subplots
season
and that.
1, I feel like a big problem was that it relied too much on the mystery factor and kind of like the misdirection factor with the timelines and everything. And
it lost steam with that. And I get what they were going for, but it lost steam because
I really hope they scale that back in season 2. I really do, because I feel like they got a little too cute with the whole Nolan, non-linear timeline thing.
Regardless, I think they're not going to have to contend with that because where we're at now in the story. So I think we're going to be safe on that front. Now, whether it's because it's the choice or not, we'll see.
By the way, Dragon, you know me. I was calling the Man in Black reveal from episode 3.
Yeah, since I think it was episode 3. Yeah, that's when you started. Oh, yeah, that's you've been telling me again. I'm saying we'll see. But here's the shot coming up here with Bernard. That's coming up right. Should be like the next shot after this.
What is this Civil War land?
It looks like it,
or something like that. Something akin to that.
Did they have Confederates in the Old West setting? Did they have the Civil War? Right, here's the shot I'm talking about, right here when we see it in focus here. It's, oh my god, this the unmolded host. This is what the technology looks like before they put the flesh and the flesh on it. And I think it's just such a great. That's a great trailer shot for me. It's it's sneaking up on him. And it looks so awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about. It's like now they're even before they're given the identity, they're turning on their masters. Yeah.
right.
That's cool. Actually, right there. Tiki, can you go back one? That actor, who was the guy's name begins with a W. The guy who turned into the guy with the black hat, Tiki.
Ben Barnes.
Oh, well, I know that. William, yeah. So William's friend, who was Ben Barnes. There's Ben Barnes right there, and Ben Barnes, of course, is in The Punisher. He plays Billy Russo.
Of course.
Little fun fact for the Netflix fans out there.
Now, Ed Harris is one of the big question marks this season, I think.
Oh yeah, Ed Harris. He's now we know a lot more about him, and he's because he's just doing kind of cruel things ominously, like what the heck are we building to?
I could honestly see him just for his own benefit siding with the hosts, or trying to strike a deal with them.
I could see that. I could see him trying to strike a deal. Yeah.
Of course, whether or not they'll go along with it is a different question.
I think he's going to try to take him over, but he's going to start with the deal. I think he's going to try to dominate him somehow.
Just visually speaking, he looks like the villain from the old movie that
Yeah, that's probably
was
intentional.
with the robots and the hosts and all that in the movie.
Oh,
I think he was a robot, actually. I think he was actually a robot in that, but he looks a lot like that guy, even if he's a human in this one.
Well,
I
I
see
mean,
that
here's a
being
weird theory. What if he did a thing where he tried to transfer his consciousnness into into a host that looked just like him, and there he would be in kingship with him, and then he would take over.
I could see that. I could totally see that. That'd be bananas.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And again, it's just inspired to have the buffalo as like the main visual image to this trailer.
It'd be hilarious if they had another version of this where they play "Let the Buffalo," let the buffalo roam.
Oh God.
But yeah, essentially what Evan Rachel Wood is saying here. Basically, I love how it builds to her saying "our world." Just basically saying, now we've taken over. It's like all the slow-mo beauty and all these great shots here. It's like it's a beautiful revolution is in the midst, and now it's like building to we're claiming this world as our own. We earn this land, sort of thing.
I mean, it kind of has a Fallen Kingdom type vibe to it in a way.
In a way, and it's kind of ironic given the similarities and Michael Crichton they both have.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think the Indian usage is the Native American usage. I think is intentional with the theme of the season. Just in the trailer here, we had like a few stills back. We had Native Americans. Again,
I love the dragon, like you said. I love the look of the naked host.
And this is cool. See what he's doing here is it's hard to tell how wounded our guy is here, but he's taken Bernard and he's put him in the position. Oh my God! You know what he might be doing to him? He might be putting him in so he can be dipped in the white stuff, and the host making strung up. Like basically when the skeletons come out, they are in the same exact pose that he's in right now on that contraption. Might be like trying to do something horrific to him in that moment.
Ooh.
Our world.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of season 2. It definitely had potential, but I think this trailer kind of represents that potential.
Yeah,
kind of bigger and better.
I'm sold.
Hey, I got a dumb joke here. You know why the bulls are charging at the men there?
Oh God, why?
Because their guns are red. They are. The guns are red.
Okay. So I guess we've already been through our favorite trailers. Mine is definitely Westworld, as much as I like the other stuff.
Rewatching them, Westworld might have won me over as being my favorite, but going into this, I gotta go with Jurassic World. Had me sold. I like dinosaurs and Chris Pratt.
As much as I love, and I always sorry.
I'm just saying, I'm a simple man. Give me those, and I'm sold.
Yeah, for me, it's as much as I continually love Captain America with the Vibranium Gauntlets, I'm still I'm going with Solo because again, it was a surprise. It was a pleasant surprise. Again, it subverted some of my expectations. It was kind of like it was like showing something good. I think it started Solo out in a good foot on a good foot forward with the advertising so far. We'll see what Monday holds for us, but. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it was a proper note for the Super Bowl, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, and we will definitely be back tomorrow to talk about that full Han Solo trailer, which I'm hoping is I'm sure we'll see some footage recycled, but I'm hoping it's at least over half of the trailer's new footage. We're also really not going to have a lot to talk about.
But soon, again, folks, in the week of Valentine's Day and Black Panther, we'll have Deadpool 2.
Yes, yes.
I'm looking very forward to that. I remember I was
I
like,
haven't seen much advertising for that one.
that's the thing. There's a teaser. There is a teaser, and there's some viral marketing.
Mhm.
There is the official trailer has not it's not been released yet. And I was so hoping that they would do something with it for the Super Bowl, because they did one with the Super Bowl last year. Well, that the first Deadpool came out, and unfortunately, I like at least they didn't get my hopes up, because they announced, no, folks, nothing, no Deadpool's going to be at the Super Bowl, so don't get your hopes up. It's like, okay, at least they announced that it is coming, if not the 14th or the 15th. So it's we'll see.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it's been real, folks. Have a good one.
Detachable legs.
It's not just Die Hard. It's Die Hard.
With a leg.